We're now recording. Okay. We're going to where we left off, where it said, Say Yulumad Babikesh Lavan Ha'arami Lasos. Go see what the wicked Lavan Ha'arami wanted to do. Sheparo lo goza ela al azchorim. Paro only made the decree against the males. The Lavan bikesh la'akores hakol. And Lavan wanted to uproot hakol, everything. Now, where do we find that Lavan wanted to uproot everything? We know he was a trickster par excellence, and he really was, on the outside, this guy was Lavan, pure white. He was, anyone can look at me, you'll see I'm as clean as a whistle. I'm pure white. But there was a certain underhandedness in him, which we witnessed when instead of giving Rachel that he promised, he ended up giving Leah. And as Yaakov says, you changed my wages aseres monim, which means 10 times 10, 100 times. You changed my wages. First you said, keep all the speckled and spotted ones. Then when they were all born speckled and spotted, you said, no, you keep only the others. And then when he went the other way around. So we see that he was, really, and when he comes after Yaakov at the end, he says, I want to tell you that I really, yesh el yodi, I have the power in my hand to destroy you, but your God came to me in a dream last night and he said, I can't do it. So only out of respect for him, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, out of respect for him. If you wouldn't listen to him, he'll zap you right now. But he makes the whole thing. He's whitewashing the whole thing. So we know he was not a straight guy. But where do we find he wanted to uproot everything? Where's that from? I wanted to share with you something that's a combination of something I heard from the great Rav of the Sfar Shul, Zechron Levracha, Reb David Singer, Zecher Tzadik Levracha, with a little bit of my own addition to explain this. Okay? First of all, I find it interesting that it says in the Haggadah, the Lavan bikesh la'akor es hakol. He wanted to uproot hakol, everything. When I hear that, I say, wait a minute. Doesn't it say in Parshas Chayes Sarah, Avraham zakein bo bayomim? Avraham was getting old. He was coming in days. He was getting older and older, right? Vashem beirach es Avraham bakol, and Hashem blessed Avraham bakol, with everything. What does bakol mean? So Rashi quotes bakol in the Chumash. Take a look at it. Bakol begematria bain. The word bakol in gematria is a son, right? Because the word bain is beis nun. Beis nun is 52. Bakol, beis is 2. Kaf is 20. Lamed is 30. 2, 20 and 30 is 52. Hashem blessed Avraham bakol with everything. So he blessed Avraham with a son. So Avraham says, I have to get a wife for my son. So he sends Eliezer to go get a wife for Yitzchak. So bakol refers to bain. Let's keep that in mind. Eliezer goes, and he goes to get a wife for Yitzchak. He takes kol tuva donav biyodo, every possible valuable object that Avram owned was in his hand. Rashi says that Avram wrote a star, a contract that all of his wealth, and Avram was one of the wealthiest men in the world. We learned before that when he came back from Paro, Paro gave him gold and silver, kezev, izov, zasonos, gemalim, bokor, vatzon. He gave him everything. He loaded him up. He beat the 4 kings against the 5. He saved them all. All the wealth became his. He was Nasi Elokim atov v'socheni. You are a prince. He was extremely wealthy. He took all that wealth, wrote it in the contract, gave it over to Yitzchak. Eliezer takes the star. He goes to Lavan. He goes to find a wife for Rivka. Now, Lavan saw Eliezer, and he's got this contract for all the wealth. And Eliezer wants to take Rivka back with him. So there's a discussion. As soon as Eliezer comes to the well, he makes a deal. The one who gives water for my camels and But for me. And then says, I'm also giving you camels. That's the one with the Gemilas Chesed that I want for my servant son Yitzchak. Sure enough, Rivka, he gives her bracelets. It says, Tzimidim al Yoda, right? Asar Azov, worth 10 weights. As Rashi says, it was the 10 commandments, whatever. He gives gold rings, earrings, nose rings, the bracelets, necklaces, the whole bit. He takes a look at his sister coming home adorned with all these. He says, ooh, I got a live one over here. And he wants to do him in. How do we know he wants to do him in? Take a look at the Pesukim. You look later on in the Pesukim, and all of a sudden it says, Eliezer says, he wants Eliezer to eat. He says, eat, sit down and eat. It's not right. You come to my house. I can't give you to eat. I'm going to give you to eat. Eliezer says, Lo ochal adim dibarti devoroi. I'm not going to eat until I'm finished speaking. I want to say my piece. After I say my piece, then I'm going to eat. He says his piece. Now let me know, will you send Rivka back with me? I made this whole deal at the well. Sure enough, it turns out it's her. Will you let her come back with me? Now you have to remember, when they sat down to eat, there were a number of people at that Seudah. First, there was, of course, Eliezer. Then there was Rivka. Then there was Rivka's mother. Then there was Rivka's brother, Lavan. And there was Rivka's father, Besuel. Because there was Bas Rivka, Bas Besuel Arami. So Besuel was there. When Eliezer's finished speaking, all of a sudden the pasuk says, "Vaya'an ochiha ve'ima," and her brother and her mother answers Eliezer, and Rashi says, "Ubesuel heichan haya." What happened to Besuel? Why wasn't he there? Wasn't he there at the beginning? How does a son speak before the father? Where was Besuel? Says Rashi, quoting the Medrash, Besuel died. How did he die? Lavan put poison in Eliezer's food. Eliezer wouldn't eat until he was finished speaking. A malach came along and switched the plates. And what was in Besuel's plate was now in Eliezer's plate. What was in Eliezer's plate was now in Besuel's plate. Besuel ate what Lavan put the poison in, and he died. Real great guy, this Lavan. He ended up killing his father. Isn't that something? Okay, so Besuel's out of the picture. Okay, now let's analyze this. A man tells another man, I'm giving you a ring. Take the ring, go to this lady. It's a Gemara. Go to this lady, go to her, and say to her, Harei at mikudeshes leYitzchak b'tabas zo kedas Moshe v'Yisrael. You are hereby married to Yitzchak with this ring. And she takes the ring and puts it on. Do you know that she's now married to Yitzchak? Automatically, she's married to Yitzchak because the Kedushin is Chal. An Eved, a Shaliach, is Kimoso. As it says, Ish Mekadesh Bo Uvishlucho, the second parak in Kedushin. A man can be Mekadesh by himself and with a Shliach. Now, listen to this. Let's say that Shaliach is Mekadesh Rivka. Rivka is now married to Yitzchak. The Shaliach never comes back. He never gets back. Nobody knows. Did he accomplish the Kedushin? Did he not accomplish the Kedushin? What happens? Can Yitzchak ever get married? No. He can never get married. You know why? Because maybe the woman he decides to marry is the sister, the mother, the daughter of the one that the other person already betrothed to him. You never know. You never know. And we know that strange things have happened. And sure enough, if Eliezer would not have come back, that means if Lavan would have succeeded in killing Eliezer, Yitzchak would have never, ever been able to get married because every single woman in the world could have been one of the arayos that are forbidden for a Jew to marry because they're the sister, mother, daughter of the one who is really married to him. So, Lavan bikesh la'akor es hakol. Lavan wanted to uproot everything. What do you mean everything? Well, we know bakol is the gematria bain. So he number one wanted to uproot Yitzchak. But we have three more. It's not bakol, it's hakol. That's three more. Oh, yeah. Now we know who the other three are. Number one is Rivka, because she could have never married anyone either. Number two is Yaakov, and number three is Esav. Hakol. Lavan bikesh la'akor es hakol. Lavan wanted to uproot everything. And if Eliezer would not have come back with Rivka, Yitzchak could have never get married. Rivka could have never gotten married. The whole thing would have been over and done with. There never would have been a Jewish people. There wouldn't have been a Yitzchak that had a progeny. There wouldn't have been a Rivka that had progeny. There wouldn't have been a Yaakov. There wouldn't have been an Esav. There wouldn't have been nothing at all of the Jewish people whatsoever. And that's why that period in the Haggadah ends that Hashem gave Esav Har Seir, the Yaakov Uvan of Yardu Mitzrayim, because that's the beginning of the Geula, and Lavan wanted to uproot everything. So now we understand why the Haggadah says, V'Lavan bikesh la'akor es hakol. He wanted to uproot it. He didn't want to let it get started. He wanted to destroy it from the word.
Very good.
Oh, isn't this something? Yeah, what's buried in that
Haggadah? Aye, aye, aye.
Yeah, what's underneath the words in this Haggadah? It's unbelievable. Yashikayat Rav David Singer for bringing that to light. And of course, it's a Paris that's famous. This is not my word, but the Hakol is my addition. And I think it's worthwhile to say it over because it explains so much about people who they say they mean well for the Jews. But really, the bikesh la'akor es hakol. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, matzilenu miyadam. Hashem is the one who saves us from their hands. Okay, Rabbi Say, Yetz Hashem, tomorrow night we'll continue with the Mishnayos and with the Halacha and another vart from the Haggadah to keep us a little on our toes and help us understand the beauty that is inherent in all the Divrei Chazal that we read on the night of Pesach. Hope everybody has a wonderful Chol HaMoed. Remember, it is Yontif. We're going to try to dress a little better for davening. We're going to try to eat a little bit better on Chol HaMoed. I recommend the 2014 Isaac's Ram. It's an excellent bottle of wine. I highly recommend it. I was given a bottle of the 2014 somewhat while back, and I hid it away in the cellar. And I decided, you know what? Akedes Yitzchak was on
Rosh Hashanah.
What?
No, Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah, but it was on the mountain that we're davening L'Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim. So it fits with the Ula Pesach, whose goal is L'Shana Haba B'Yerushalayim. We're going to have it. Delicious, delicious. So if you find a good bottle of 2014 Isaac's Ram, let me know. Okay. enjoy, and have a wonderful, wonderful Chol HaMoed. And we'll see you tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. is a continuation of this very, very difficult parak of Kira. But tomorrow it's a little more halacha l'maisa, so we'll try to get to it a little bit early, 7:30 in Yetz Hashem tomorrow morning. Any questions?
But the Rebbe is going to be up almost a whole night tonight.
Why is that?
With the Levaya tomorrow.